coming to you from my kitchen. Kaitlin here. I did not get my videographer to stay around today, so you're set up in the corner. But I missed y'all last month. Clara did our Facebook Live, did a wonderful job, of course, and but now I'm back. And it's actually been a year officially of doing these online videos. We've been working from home for a full year, which is crazy. But today we are talking about meal planning and meal prep and what or how that can play a role in your eating. So we'll go ahead and get started. All right, so meal planning versus meal prep. They're two different things, of course, and I think they both can play an important role. I was the meal prep queen back when we were going to work, going into the office. I have my Pyrex. I would cook on Sunday. I'd put everything into its own little container and stack it up in the fridge, and we would take it for lunch every day, and that really worked for us. But since being home, it's not really necessary for us to say prep in advance, but that doesn't mean meal planning isn't important. So meal planning is more so just coming up with a plan and writing it down. So every Saturday or Sunday, I open up my notes app on my phone and I just literally write out breakfast, lunch, snacks, dinner, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and we come up with ideas. And that dictates A, what we get from the grocery store, and B, just gives us that idea of what's going to need to be in the fridge, what we're going to be having each night, just to take away that guesswork. So if lunches are something like sandwiches or salads or whatever, I may not do some meal prep. But if it's something like cooked, like we're doing burrito bowls today, I would cook that in advance, but not necessarily put it into individual containers, because I can just run downstairs and make it real quick and then get back into the office. But some type of meal planning or meal prep is necessary, in my opinion, to make sure that balanced meals happen each day. The thing that I wanted to say was this month is we've been focusing on meal planning and meal prep. So we've had some great blogs going up about what does meal planning look like? What does meal prep look like? Steps to a successful meal prep Sunday, things like that. So check out our blog if you are curious about some of that information. All right, today we are talking about diabetes-friendly burrito bowls. So, what does that mean? Diabetes friendly. When we are concerned about blood sugars, we need to be cautious with how much carbohydrate we eat in a meal. Now, being aware of how much carbohydrate we eat does not mean cutting out all of our carbohydrate. So just because you have blood sugar concerns does not mean we're doing like a low carb or no carb option. We typically recommend somewhere between 30 to 60 grams of carbohydrate per meal, but it totally depends on the person. So we have a great blog about diabetes-friendly options to purchase at Chipotle. And some people are kind of sticker shocked, essentially, when they see, oh my gosh, this option that they're recommending has 50 grams of carbs. This one has 55 grams of carbs. That seems like way too much. And what we have to realize is we're not trying to cut out all carbohydrates. We're just trying to, manage how much carbohydrate we eat, and also take into account something like fiber, which we'll talk about as we build our bowl. So with our burrito bowls today, I started with some salsa verde chicken. So I already cooked it just to save time, but I got a nice big container of salsa verde shredded chicken. This is a recipe that is on our website, created by Clara. It's delicious. I made it in the Instant Pot yesterday. Basically, it's chicken breasts with salt, cumin, garlic, and a can of like diced green chilies. I also added a little spritz, maybe half of a cup of prepared salsa verde, just because I like those flavors. And you know, cook it in the Instant Pot. I did like 20 minutes and then a 10-minute slow release, and it literally fell apart, which is wonderful about the Instant Pot. So I've got salsa verde chicken. Now our base, to save on the carbohydrate for this meal, is actually going to be cilantro, lime, cauliflower rice. The only option I could find at Wegmans was actually a cauliflower broccoli blend. So that's what I did. I'm a little out of breath. If you didn't know, I'm 9 months pregnant. So we got a little baby on board. But anyway, I'll just slow down. Okay, so we have broccoli, cauliflower rice, and what I did to make it a little bit more interesting is I made it into a cilantro lime cauliflower rice. So similar to what Chipotle offers. Here it is. Basically, I bought a bag of riced cauliflower, or in this case, broccoli cauliflower. Heated up a little bit of oil in the pan, threw in the cauliflower broccoli rice mixture, and just started to heat it up. And as it cooked, I added a handful of chopped cilantro, zest from a lime, maybe a lime and a half, and then a squeeze of half the lime juice in there. And and a little bit of salt. And we have cilantro, lime, cauliflower rice. So whenever I see cauliflower rice, I always like to talk about it not being, you don't have to replace your rice with cauliflower rice. The beauty of cauliflower rice is gives you a different texture, gives you more vegetables. Those cruciferous vegetables are so good for us. And in this bowl, I'm going to be using my carbs elsewhere. So it really depends on, would you prefer rice, or would you prefer maybe more beans and corn and stuff like that? So it's really up to you. So we are going to do I'm going to build my bowls in my Pyrex. We're going to do about a cup of this riced cauliflower mixture. So there we go, into our Pyrex. I'm going to make 2. Alrighty. Alright, so we have our broccoli cauliflower mixture in our Pyrex. I love Pyrex. I love that they're glass, so that I feel better about reheating things in the microwave when they're in glass. I have a set of about 10 of them so that my husband and I can just meal prep all of our lunches for the week, and we're good to go. Alrighty, so next I'm going to build off of that with some corn. So I opted for cauliflower rice so that I could add in more things like corn and beans. So I'm gonna do about a half a cup of corn. Whoop. Just spilled some corn everywhere. It's the second time I've done that today. Okay, and about a half a cup of corn. And I just kind of threw it in there. I did microwave it briefly just to thaw it because it was frozen. Next carbohydrate coming up is black beans. This is another recipe on our website. It is our slow cooker black beans. Personally, I think beans cooked from dried, especially in the crock pot, are delicious. They just have a different texture. They're kind of creamier. So I stuck these in these actually came out of the freezer, so I cooked these a while ago. But 8 to 9 hours in the crock pot, and they are delicious. So I'm gonna do about a half a cup of the black beans as well. You could do refried beans, you could do pinto beans. It's really up to you. I like to utilize beans as a carbohydrate source because they're also a good source of protein and a really great source of fiber. So we have our rice, our corn, and our black beans. And next I'm gonna do that chicken. So a hearty scoop of chicken, maybe 3 to 4 ounces of the shredded chicken. I'll put that in each. Now these bowls I want to be able to reheat. So you're not gonna see, I'm not gonna put lettuce or sour cream or guacamole in them, just because I want to be able to throw it into the microwave. But you could certainly have a little separate container of your cold items, like a little individual packet of holy guacamole, or little container of sour cream, a little baggie of lettuce. It's really up to you. All right, so now we got a pretty little bowl. Chicken, black beans, corn, and cilantro, lime, cauliflower rice. I'm going to take a little bit of that prepared salsa verde that I talked about. I added a little bit of this, probably half of a cup, into my Instant Pot when I made the chicken, just to amp up that salsa verde flavor. And I'm just going to spoon a little bit over the bowl, a couple tablespoons. For some flavor. Usually if I had more cilantro, I'd probably finish off with a little extra cilantro too. And then we have cheese. So a couple tablespoons of cheese, quarter cup of cheese, whatever you feel like. While dairy does contribute carbohydrate, cheese really doesn't contribute a significant amount of carb. So that's more so like yogurt and milk. That's gonna be more carbohydrate. So we got some cheese. Now it just looks like stuff covered in cheese. But, so that is our diabetes-friendly Chipotle copycat burrito bowl. And I did the math, just so you're aware. The bowl is 47 grams of carbs. So again, you may be thinking, that is way too many carbs for me to eat. What I want you to also realize is, of those 47 grams of carbs, 12 grams is fiber, coming from especially that cauliflower rice and the black beans. So if you were to subtract the grams of fiber from the total grams of carbs, that actually gives us 35 grams of net carbs. So I don't always talk to people about net carbohydrate, but what that means is 12 grams of that carb is not going to be absorbed and turned into glucose. That fiber is going to stay in your gut and help with bowel movements and regularity. And it's also going to slow down how quickly your blood sugar rises. It's harder to digest, so it takes longer for your body to take out the sugar from the corn, the beans, whatever, and go into your bloodstream. So the more fiber, the slower the blood sugar rise, and the more stable your blood sugars are. So in our Chipotle blog, yes, a lot of those bowls are 50-something grams of carbs, but they're also between 11 and 14 grams of fiber. So that's just something to keep into account when you're thinking about the nutrient density of what you're eating. All right, guys. So that is our diabetes-friendly meal planning or meal prep recipe for today. I did want to point out, we have some new resources that we've just come out with. One of them is a freebie on our website. You go in, just give us your email address and we'll send you a great freebie about 5 steps to lowering your blood sugar fast, which is awesome. And from there, we're also, we'll send you 5 additional freebies. So it's like a 5-day email series where each day we'll dive into each of those steps to lowering your blood sugar, and you get another little freebie every day, which is awesome. Our other resource that we just created is our Living Confidently with Diabetes Facebook group. It's brand new, so we're still building up our community there, but we want it to be just that, a community for people living with diabetes, trying to manage it, so that you can bounce ideas off of each other, we can contribute, we can connect, and talk about blood sugar management together. So we will add in some links so that you have access to both of those things. And this might be my last Facebook Live for a little bit. Little guy is getting evicted in the next couple weeks. So I'll miss being on here with you guys, but I'll be back in July. And I'm sure someone wonderful will take over each month. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me. And let us know if you have any questions in the comment section.